AI strategy basics. I wanted to make a video to help those businesses out there that don't have an AI strategy. Personally feel like every business should have an AI strategy. This is beyond ChatGPT and all those type of tools, because I'm hoping that you're using them already. So hopefully this is useful to you. The first thing that I look into an AI strategy is how are we going to approach the combination of top to bottom, which means the corporate strategy versus what the users and the people on the ground are seeing. Okay, how does that look like? So normally in corporate, you'll basically have something like stands up here, which is kind of like your corporate strategic level. So I'll call this corporate strategy. And now what happens is that normally every single year there will be certain strategic goals. So this is strategic goal 1, this is strategic goal 2, and this is strategic goal 3. Okay. The idea behind this is that you have, or perhaps corporate at this level has market research, and this is how they're going to try to capitalize in this market research. So things that come from business development, hopefully talking to customers, the trends in the market, and so on. Now I'm going to draw a line over here, and this is what is called a top to bottom approach. So basically you have the strategy at the top, we're gonna see the AI layer here in the middle, and then we're gonna see the value at the bottom. So I'm gonna put this over here, and this is value. Okay, but the value is linked to the use cases. Okay, I'm gonna use red. So use cases, so use case number 1, use case number 2, and we can have thousands of these, right? If you think of a really large company, think of Salesforce or anything like that, they have multiple use cases. Think of SAP. The people on the ground, and this is kind of like your sales reps, the people that work customer facing, so anything like customer support, etc. Those are ideal to do the opposite thing, which is a top-down approach. So AI here as well. So normally what you want to do is you want to gather feedback, and you can use surveys. You kind of use A/B testing as well, which is not only for ads. You can use A/B testing for this. You can do multiple things to gather feedback from the customers to understand how you give value. How do your customers get the most value out of you, right? And this informs the market research and hopefully combines itself with the strategic priorities that I was talking about over here. Now, this is where AI comes into play. So we're going to have multiple different iterations of AI systems that will bridge the strategic priorities with the use cases, okay? And these can link in many different directions, because we know that AI can do lots of different things. So just because you develop or you deploy something that you think is specific, it doesn't mean that it cannot have a different use case. And I see this in data analytics, for example, where there are times where we deploy agents to do specific things on analytics, but then the same agents, we can deploy them on similar things, and they are cross-functional. And this is why it's really important. Now, in AI, you might have heard that if you don't follow the hype, AI is the middle layer. And this is what I'm representing over here. AI is middle to middle layer. It can do 80% of the job very, very well, but the rest needs to be supervised and executed by humans. And this is what we need to focus on when we create an AI strategy. In my eyes, I prefer to start here at the bottom, because if you are a mature business, you hopefully have a sales or customer service team that can collect a lot of pain points. And the pain points are fantastic ground for you to think of different things that AI can enable for your team or your users, okay? The pain points don't need to be on the final user. They can be on your intermediate. So for example, you work in manufacturing and you are introducing a new line, you know that you need to introduce several different SOPs. SOPs not only apply to manufacturing, they apply to many different fields. But for example, creating SOPs is something that you can do with AI. You could record a video, you could put it through a multimodal LLM, you can extract content out of it, and it could make your life way easier. For example, if you're a business that is working with multiple business units, franchises, and so on, could make your life way easier in terms of creating training through avatars and so on. The possibilities are endless, right? And this is why it's so important that we talk about prioritization. But for that, we're gonna have to wait till chapter number 2. So I'll see you on the next video, and hopefully you stick with me for this one.